What's up YouTube? So today I want to be giving you some tips when it comes to buying ticket stubs as well as cards on Yahoo Japan as well as Mercari, the two main e-commerce websites in Japan. Now I'm a buyer and seller on Mercari and I'm also Japanese, so I have a lot of experience shopping on both of these websites, not just for cards or collectibles, but just for daily goods, daily necessities and things like that for my house. So I have a lot of experience, and I want to show you some things that you need to watch out for whenever you're shopping on these websites. Now I'm going to be using F1 as our example here because I'm a big fan. As you can see, I'm wearing a Ronaldo hat, and I'm going to be showing you guys some things that you need to be watching out for. So the first example I'm going to be using is F1. Now I'm going to be taking a look at Yahoo Auctions first, and then we'll proceed to look at Mercari. So on Yahoo Auctions, there's the first thing that you need to be careful of is this right hand side. So this side, it's tells you the details of shipping. So for this first listing, it says Murio, which means free shipping. So you don't have to be concerned of that, of course, and that one's a good listing. Now let's take a look at the second listing. And the second listing, it has a shipping price of 520 yen. And of course, that might be a little bit expensive. However, the seller is being very transparent of what you need to pay. Take it or leave it. It's 520 yen. And so, of course, I think this is a good deal as well because the seller is letting you know exactly how much you need to be paying. Now, the third one that I would be a little bit concerned about is this one. And so this one, it basically, how this one works is basically once you purchase the item or you win the auction, the buyer, the seller will inform you of how much you will need to be paying for shipping. So this is very stupid because whether I live in Tokyo or whether I live in Hokkaido, which is the most north island in Japan, the shipping is only going to differ for like 50 cents, especially on something as light and thin as a ticket. However, there's going to be sellers out there that are going to be trying to scam you. And I'm going to be using an example from last week as an example. So last week I purchased the ticket for 1,000 yen, which is about $10. And I was like, great, this is a great steal, great price. I thought I got a good deal. However, I contacted the seller. I was like, hey, how much is shipping? He was like, $30. I was like, bro, what? Because we lived in the same city in Tokyo, and shipping within the same city with tracking usually costs about $3. However, this fool is trying to charge me $30. And so he's trying to charge me 10 times the price just because he knew, oh, $10 on this ticket, he got a good deal. I don't want to sell it to this guy. So he's obviously trying to discourage me from buying, or also just trying to earn some extra money off shipping, which is dishonest and not fair. And so just be aware of that. I don't know how it works if you're shopping off Bai or these middleman services. However, I'm Japanese and I can fight this. I can talk to Yahoo Auctions and argue about this. However, I'm just not sure how it would work whenever it comes to purchasing as a middleman. So just be careful of that and just be aware. You want to be buying off buyers that either have the item, the shipping price within this shipping area here or somewhere in the description. Just be aware of that, guys. And then the next thing that you want to be aware of is just how the feedback system on Yahoo Auctions works. It's a little bit different than on eBay. On eBay, whether you get a good or negative review, that review remains on your account for 12 months. However, on Yahoo Auctions, this only remains on your account for 6 months. Just take that into account. However, you want to be using the same logic as you would on eBay. So if this person has, on eBay, you usually don't buy from anyone under 99 review or something. Apply the same logic in Yahoo Auctions as well. Just be aware of that, guys. And the next one, guys, I want to show you guys is Mercari. And so something that you want to be aware of when it comes to shipping is I generally like to see Rakuraku Mercari, UU Mercari, or another one called the U Packet. And the reason why is because those services are directly offered by Mercari. So if something gets lost or if something happens to that package, well, Mercari is going to back you up because, well, that's their service that they're offering. So, of course, they're not going to leave you hanging. However, if you're using other services, like for example, this one's called Futsu Yubing, which means regular shipping. That's one, the regular shipping from your local post office. Perhaps it has tracking, perhaps it doesn't. And so if something happens, you can go through the loops, contact Mercari and things like that, but it's a lot more work on your end. And who knows, you might not end up getting the refund because it's not backed by Mercari. So just be aware of that. And then another one that I would be even more careful about is this other one here. It's this one here. And this one basically, it says Undecided. I think it's extremely unprofessional that someone is trying to sell something online and has a listing for it, yet they can't even tell the buyer what kind of shipping it's going to be. It's undecided. Let me decide later. Like, bro, like if you try to buy from a seller like that, you know what you're getting yourself into. But however, I also do realize that sometimes you might find a good steal, a good opportunity, or the item you're trying to purchase is rare. And so in that circumstance, you have to understand the risk and kind of weigh them yourself. And you're at your own, you have to use your own discretion when it comes to that. However, I also want to let you guys know the risk that you're involving yourself when it comes to choosing something that's not Yuyu Mercari, Raku Raku Mercari, or Raku Yu Paketo. Yeah, those are the three that I would generally recommend because they have tracking. Now and then another thing, guys, I want to point you guys out is the feedback system. And Mercari has a very, very strange feedback system that's actually more lenient towards the seller rather than the buyer. And I'm going to show you why. So let's go in here, and this guy has 583. So if I just look at this, the overall, I guess what's on the profile page of this item listing, I'll be like, oh, this guy's a great seller. He has perfect feedback score. Actually, if we go in and he has 583, we take a look, he actually has one negative review. But the flaw with Mercari is that it actually only shows the first 100, the latest 100 feedbacks. So what I could do as a seller, if I had a bunch of negative feedbacks, I would just go and purchase a bunch of cheap stuff, and then I would just kind of have the latest 100 listings that were good show up. And so I'm like, oh, I'm a perfect seller. But actually, you don't have the full story of the history of this seller. So, as we can see, he has one negative review, 99%, which is still very good. However, we don't have the full story because, of course, this guy has dealt 583 times. However, we don't know exactly what happened in the previous 483 listings that he had. Not only that, but we're not able to see the split like on eBay, where you can see how many feedback he got as a seller, how many feedback he got as a buyer. So the feedback system is extremely flawed on Mercari. I just want you guys to be aware of that. Now, when it comes to Mercari, I generally don't purchase from a seller that has more than 2 negative feedbacks. And that's just kind of my rule of thumb when it comes to shopping on Mercari. And yeah, so yeah, those are just my 2 tips, guys, when it comes to shopping on Mercari. I just believe that you just have to be really aware of the differences when it comes to feedback score, and also just be aware of the shipping and how your items will be shipped. Like I said, on Mercari, you just want to be aware that whether it's Raku Raku Mercari, Yuyu Mercari, because those are the shipping systems that is sponsored by Mercari, as well as on Yahoo Auctions, you just want the seller to be transparent. Like, yo, which one are you going to send it? Like, don't tell me how much my shipping cost after the auction ends, because it gives the seller a lot of room to abuse you. So just be aware of that, guys. Sorry, my computer is flipping out here, but yeah, that's just my 2 points, guys. Happy shopping on Mercari. And if you have any questions about Mercari or Yahoo Auctions, let me know in the comments. Take it easy, guys.